Cornell has said the recent research mentioned that fascia has some contractility. What's the
Yeah, so where we have fibroblasts, what's understood as well is that we have cells that are called myofibroblasts. So they don't produce the collagen, but they've got contractile qualities to them. So they are within the net of fibroblasts, but some of them have got contractile qualities to them. So their behavior has been noted to behave like smooth muscle cells. Okay. So they get called smooth muscle cells, but they're not. They've got a smooth muscle cell type manner to them. And that can cause a contractility to the fascia. They're responsive to hormones, so our regular muscular structures have got nerve connections to them, so I can, I've got motor units and so on. But myofibroblasts are more responsive to hormonal changes in the system. And what's considered is only about 30% of the myofibroblasts in the body are active, the rest are dormant. So that they get quite active in wound healing. So you think about burn scars, when we see quite extreme burn scars, we see how the skin is quite rucked up and wrinkled. The myofibroblasts are active, so that the ones that are probably dormant have come online to bring that tissue back down, but they don't stop contracting, so they keep the skin in that pattern that we understand. So again, Robert Schleip at one point with his research team was looking at how we could go about maneuvering the skin, influencing the myofibroblasts to prevent them from contracting so much. Sorry to carry on here. In low back pain, it's been understood that in some instances, some individuals have a higher percentage of myofibroblasts in the thoracolumbar fascia and in the plantar fascia as well, different to some others. So it could well be that that's the issue, and so that the treatment modality will be a bit different. Problem is, though, we can't take a tissue sample from their body and stain it to see whether they've got them. So we need to start looking at possible characteristics that they might display and how quickly they keep having that issue.
Yeah, you said myofibroblasts are particularly susceptible to hormonal change. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? It's
a good thing. We're all hormonal all the time. So we've got hormones running through the system all of the time. For me coming in here, the hormones are up for a bit because there's that anxious moment. So there's a different quality of hormones that would come into the system, and then you're great at making someone feel really easy and relaxed, and the hormones are going to change in that moment. So they're responsive to oxytocin and serotonin and about 9 other hormones that have been researched so far.
I suppose we all think, though, when we start talking about hormonal change, we think that women throughout most of their life are more susceptible to dramatic changes in hormone levels. Does that mean that women athletes are, or women generally, are more vulnerable to injury? Or
there is that. That has been looked at now. So Professor Carla Stecco, as part of our fascia research group, she's been doing a lot of research into that. So fascia and hormones, and then the effect on female sports people. Yeah. So at certain times, say through their cycle, then the hormones are different, and that can affect whether they get ACL tears and so on, so that they might need to temper their training differently and the way they compete. So it's a very different dynamic to it, to how it might be for the male.